Turn your back to the bed, have a blank wall, have your lamp, have your books ready to go, turn on the lamp, and start studying. The moment you lose your edge, 15, 20, 30 minutes later, turn the lamp off, get up, and leave the desk. What you're training yourself to study while seated there. And it becomes increasingly automatic, as did the raising of the hand. You sit, turn the lamp on, and you're ready to go. It's like magic. First rule. The moment you start to slide, you're shoveling against the tide. What you need to do is what? Take a break. And here's what's cool about it. You can study for a half hour. It doesn't take a half hour break to recharge your batteries. For most people, about 5 minutes.
We always dread sitting down to study for extended periods of time. But what you may not realize is that you are hindering yourself from studying effectively if you do this. As Marty Lobdell explains in his lecture, things that are reinforced we tend to do more of. Things that are punished or ignored we tend to do less of. This can transfer to how we study as well. If we dread sitting down to study for 5 hours straight, we aren't going to study nearly as well as if we break up our study into smaller chunks of time. According to London's Global University, 5 of the benefits of taking study breaks include improved memory, reduced stress, improved health, and boosts to your energy, as well as boosting your performance and creativity. The main point to take away from this is to make sure to break up your study time from longer periods to shorter ones with scheduled breaks. As a bonus, add on a well-deserved treat at the end of the study time. It'll help motivate you to be more productive during your allotted study time.
And this is where you go away, do something fun for 5 minutes. Call a friend, talk to a child, talk to a parent, a roommate. Enjoy some music. Do something you enjoy and actually say, this is my treat for having studied for 30 minutes effectively. Go back and here's what happens. Your efficiency is nearly 100%. Study a half hour, take a break. Study a half hour, study a half hour.
Creating a study area is one of the best ways to help you when it comes to studying.
Researchers asked the students, what's the biggest problem with studying? They said, we can't get into it. The university in question had primarily dorm rooms. One side bed, another side of bed, study area, right? In one room, you sleep, you groom, you talk with people, you socialize, you study, you snack. It's a multi-purpose room, and yet you're supposed to study.
As Marty explains, we have certain cues as people when in certain areas of our homes. By using a designated study area where all you do is study, you train your brain and yourself that this is the area where you study, and that's all it is used for.
In the Hawaiian dorms, all of the rooms had a gooseneck lamp. So the professor said, we're going to try a little experiment. Take that lamp, make a little sign and put it on it, study lamp. Use it only for studying. You don't dress by it, you don't have BS sessions by it, you don't snack by it, you don't clean the room by it, nothing. You use the other lights for all other functions. You're ready to go, turn on the lamp, and start studying. The moment you lose your edge, 15, 20, 30 minutes later, turn the lamp off, get up, and leave the desk. What you're training yourself to study while seated there. And it becomes increasingly automatic. You sit, turn the lamp on, and you're ready to go. It's like magic. The students who did that were 1 grade point higher the next term compared to the control group that didn't do it. 1 grade point simply by creating a study area.
Not sure how to create a good study space? According to Joyce University, make sure your study area is well lit, has noise and light control, as well as some personal touches that will help motivate you when you don't feel like studying. These are some of the best ways to create a study environment that keeps you motivated and happy. Memorization is a great way to remember facts, but not every class you are in wants you to know just facts. Lots of classes do a combination of both memorization of facts and understanding of concepts. If you can memorize facts, you are only halfway there.
When you're reading it over and over, or saying it over and over, the term for that is rote memorization, spelled R-O-T-E. It can work. It is the way most of us were taught in elementary school, and some of you may be darn good at it. But for most of us, it's not the most efficient or effective way. The way to learn efficiently in college First, you have to decide, what am I learning? Is it a concept or a fact?
Students who understand the importance of concepts have a stronger and more powerful grasp on what they need to know for their upcoming exams. By understanding what the concept is, you are able to remember it for your exams, papers, and the rest of your life. According to the Department of Education, research suggests deep conceptual learning, DCL, is distinctly different than surface learning. Deep conceptual learners tend to think, discuss, and question more, seeking to understand rather than only memorize.
A fact is the discrete little piece of information. Understanding the name of a bone is a fact. Understanding what it does in the body gets into a concept. So in studying, sometimes there are a lot of facts. In fact, I use anatomy as a good example. You got to memorize bones, muscles, organs, tissues, a lot of it. But if you simply memorize and don't understand the function of it, the comprehension of the actual concepts, it's a lot of wasted learning, really. Just to know a name of a bone is like, yeah, so what? What does it do? How does it function? But in most college classes, what we as professors are most concerned about is that you grasp the concept. Because concepts, once grasped, will stay with you a lifetime.
By being able to not only memorize but dive deeper into your study topics, you can become more efficient in your learning and have a better grasp on your subject material.
Most of you undo good studying by not sleeping adequately. Some of the latest work on REMing, we're not sure exactly how, but there's something going on. It involves the hippocampus. It involves the storage from a transitory long-term memory to a permanent, what we call consolidation. But we're getting increasing evidence that that consolidation process is dependent on rapid eye movement sleep, which if you're an adult happens about every hour and a half once you fall asleep. If you're not getting a good night, typically around 8 hours, you're not getting enough REM. What you've studied doesn't become permanent. And I can tell you there are studies that show simply by getting better rest, some students improve markedly in their performance because their brain now stores it a lot more efficiently.
Without a good sleep, your brain cannot function properly and will not be able to absorb the information you are trying to learn.
By the way, if you know anybody with sleep apnea, the biggest thing they'll tell you is, I can't remember anything. My brain's shot. It's like my memory's gone. Yeah, it is, because your REMing isn't happening because you wake up so often and you can't consolidate and store permanent memories.
If you have trouble prioritizing sleep, Harvard's summer school has a few tips for you to try to get a more restful sleep. Try limiting caffeine close to bedtime, avoid electronic screens an hour before bedtime, and engage in physical activity 2 hours within your bedtime window. Make sure to establish a sleep schedule by going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time every day. It will help train you to get to bed. By prioritizing your sleep, you will help create a healthy routine that not only benefits your academic life, but other aspects of your life as well. Remember, dreams don't work unless you do. By creating a study routine that eventually becomes a habit, you'll be acing your academic life in no time. To hear 4 more study tips to help you ace your studies, stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching.